Slavery is no longer discussed in small groups behind closed doors. It becomes center stage, part of a global conversation. The more we talk about it, the better chance we have to defeat it.
If slavery was a state, it would have the population of Algeria, it would have the GDP of Bulgaria, it would also be the third largest emitter of CO2 in the world.
Just because these victims of modern slavery crime do not wear shackles and chains, it does not mean that they are not trapped.
在看守所和监狱，我直接目睹了强迫劳动。有些看守所每天从上班到下班期间，皮带和橡皮棍打人的声音不绝于耳。
Women from the refugee community are being sold for £5.
42 survivors were re-trafficked from a government protection home.
North Koreans decided to risk escaping. I did too. I was promised an honest, well-paid job in China. I spent 6 isolating years as sex slavers.
Even while on my Year 8 school trip to France, most traffickers had arranged for me to still work overnight while I was there. It took me 7 years to be seen.
This pain is encoded. Our genes come to fruition on our skin. It is in burgundy, it's black, and I wake up every morning wondering when they'll come for me.
I say to traffickers and slavers, we are on to you.
I can see from my desk 3,000 tons coming from that cooperative into our supply chain.
It's about following the money.
When was the last time you knew of a major corporation who was fined for using slave labor?
Our job is to create a waterfall of love and support.
We started with a single voice. Moving forward, we intend on becoming the collective voice of the ones that we serve. So with the right tools and the partnerships, that voice can be heard in every corner of the globe.
We, are big believers that, talent is everywhere, but opportunity is not. So, began to build out programs that would help people who have had less educational opportunity.
The less useful an object is, the more it is worth. The best paid jobs are always those that produce the least. Slavery, of course, is about the use of work. However, the human equation in use is evaporated.
The overall winner of this year's Stop Slavery Award is a company with an extremely complex supply chain. It's Adidas.
Whilst we've outsourced our manufacturing and our production pretty much all over the world, what we can't and will not outsource is our moral responsibility.
One day, I will tell you the story of all these lonely days. A story of pain and separation.
Yesterday we spoke of the slavers, today of the haters.
As a Muslim man, my first wife was Catholic, my second wife was Hindu. I'm happily married to a Sikh now, so I've done my bit. I've done my bit for multi-faith engagement.
We shout more loudly into our own echo chambers. We become more extreme in our own positions as a result.
Orthodox Jewish men make a blessing every morning, thanking God for not making them a non-Jew or a slave or a woman.
Families are more concerned about children being gay than about children bearing arms.
If you read the headlines of what's happening in Saudi Arabia, you would think that Mohammed bin Salman, the de facto ruler in the country, is a very liberal, anti-corruption, strong man. What is actually happening is that Mohammed bin Salman is consolidating power and making sure that he can become a one-man dictatorship in Saudi Arabia. And that should be scary. We should not be applauding this.
Using something that is a taboo to break another taboo, I tell you, is the best thing that you can ever do.
My dad says, he's really funny, he says, my daughter, we all try her to put her in box, but she climbed out of the box. Literally. They, study really hard, they graduate, they just put them in the kitchen. And where is their degree? In a pan with the omelette?
From Uganda to Nigeria, where I come from, to the Congo, to the Gambia, even to Zimbabwe, the conversation around sexual orientation and gender identity is extremely brutal. People felt that me being very honest with myself was something that I should be killed for.
For a very long time to come, rights, laws, lawyers, courts are not working for the poor in the city.
Men, we are wired to be instant gratification species. Leave it to the girls, they will plan the cities better.
I want to make the link between all the women and the need for inclusion of all the women in the use and design of new technologies. It's never too late to learn. It's never too late to go to school. It's never too late for anything in life.
I want you to think about setting up a date using online dating, and then you were instead confronted by 5 men, and then you're beaten and tortured because they're lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or intersex. We actually get the individual out of the dangerous situation, and we can only do this work with the support of individuals.